Hello, it is Monday. It's 10 past 10, so it's not super late, but I'm tired. I'm very tired, and I want to go to bed, fall asleep before I get hungry. That sounds weird. I went to the dentist today, and I had one of my teeth pulled out, like one of my wisdom teeth, whatever you want to call it, in the upper side. Like, I felt like the pain was down here, but this one was actually the one that hurt the most. So they pulled that out because she was like, you're not gonna be missing that tooth. So she pulled that out, and that's fine, but it meant that I was not supposed to eat anything hot. I had to eat cold and fluids. And all I could come up with was ice cream, and I'm not a big ice cream person. I bought a bunch of ice cream. I ate some of it. Didn't eat all of it. I also have yogurt, but I mean, if I have to have yogurt, I'll need to have something on top of it, you know? And I couldn't, because I was not allowed to eat anything. So I haven't had a lot of things to eat this evening. I cheated and ate a little something on this side. But yeah. So right now I have a weird feeling up here. I can speak properly now. I had a few issues earlier, because you can't really control yourself when it's like, I forgot the word. Anyway, right now it's a little sore. She said that I could take painkillers if I wanted to, for the pain, but this pain is not super severe when I compare it to my headaches or the pain that I was feeling on Saturday. So right now I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave it, but it tastes awfully bad up there because like the blood and stuff. Anyway, bookish update. Yeah, this is the first thing you're gonna see of this vlog, and I'm just talking about my tooth. Yeah. Anyway, today the only thing I managed to read, I had plans to actually get somewhere in my Dance with Dragons, and I also hope to have read a story in Wicked Wonders and read like a chapter or two in An Absent Dream, but I ended up only listening to my audio today. I listened to an hour and a half or an hour and 42 minutes of that, and I'm really enjoying it. It is Murder on Gramercy Park, and it follows, obviously, back to following Sarah Brandt and Frank Malloy, who are Sarah Brandt is a midwife, and Frank Malloy is the police detective, and a doctor has passed away. It looks as though he's killed himself, but as they look more into it, it's pretty obvious that he didn't kill himself. And so Frank starts to start this investigation. He tries to make sure that Sarah Brandt doesn't get involved in this one, but apparently the man who died, his wife, mistress, whatever it was hugely pregnant and went into labor upon shock of seeing her dead husband or whatever. I forgot if they're married, because I think something scary about that. And so obviously he had to call Sarah Brandt as a midwife, and she get involved again. And it's fun. I really enjoy it. There's so much fun, these stories, and all of the trying to sweep all of the negative things under the rug, so that no one will ever find out your deepest, darkest secrets in your family. It's funny. So I'm interested in seeing how that's gonna go tomorrow. So that's the only thing that I've read today. I have watched a little bit of YouTube video. I have edited my weekly wrap up of last weekend. I haven't started adding layers or anything, just roughly edited everything out that I didn't need. I have watched a TV show, and that is basically it. I was thinking I would have so much time to read tonight, but I haven't felt like it, because the first couple of hours after I came home, this side of the face was numb, and so that was not a lot of fun. And since then, I was trying to eat something, and I watched something, and I did this editing of the vlog, and so yeah, time went by, and we'll see if what I manage tomorrow. Hopefully I'll catch up on a lot of the things that I didn't get to today, but we'll have to see. I have training tomorrow, so I deliberately didn't put a lot of reading in, but we'll have to see how that goes. This was my update for now. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Good evening. It's now Tuesday, and I wanted to do an update. Today I didn't get to read again, like the physical books that I wanted to read from. Not much, at least. I read a chapter from In an Absent Dream this morning, so I caught up to what I was supposed to read yesterday, and I am on page 105, I think. So, like, not a lot. And today I went to my sister's for dinner. I was supposed to go training actually today, but she called me and said that both my parents and my sister was going to come, and I was allowed to come visit for dinner as well if I wanted to. And I was like, yeah, okay. It would be nice and stuff. So I went in and had dinner at their place, and so I came home at like 9:30, I think. And so it means that I also didn't listen to the audiobook Dance with Dragons today, or I didn't read a story in Wicked Wonders by Ellen Klages. So hopefully I'll get a lot more of that type of reading in tomorrow. However, I did read like I have 9 minutes left of Murder on Gramercy Park. I hate when it doesn't fit, like just barely doesn't fit, because I know I'm not going to start it tomorrow and have to change the audio like 10 minutes into my drive. That's not safe. So I always try to at least have it fit with like half an hour, or it's on my way to work that I have like, that extra thing afterwards. Like, so if like I had 40 minutes when I start going to work, then I can listen to the last few minutes when I am at work, you know. So anyway, my plan is to now listen to those last 9 minutes before I fall asleep and call it a night. So, and I'll have this finished for today, and I'm really happy about that. I really enjoyed this audio. I ended up listening to a lot of audio today because I had to send out notes, like old school notes by snail mail. But that's something I do in the beginning of every month, and some months that there are more than others. The reason we have so many is because our Swedish customers, that don't have email for some odd reason. So the majority of our Danish customers gets all of their invoices on email, so we don't have to use postage for that. So it's all of these Swedish customers that gets these, and just have to charge my phone. But as I spent like an hour and a half just with that, I could just stand there and listen to this audio while I did that, because it's a no-brainer thing. And I had an hour of reading at work, like to and from work in my car, not a complete hour. If I had that, I would definitely have finished it. But I had 45 minutes, because it takes 15 minutes for me to drive to my sister's. And on my way home from my sister's, I had my other sister with me, so I couldn't listen to the last bit. Otherwise I would have done that. And I also listened to it later on when I did some other stuff. So it was a good listening day, and tomorrow I can start on new audio, and I think I'm just gonna start on Seveneves tomorrow, because it's the longest audio and I would like to have it out of the way so I can focus on some of the other books. And now that I have finished one book this week, at least I have that. And yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it, and we'll have to see how it goes, if I can follow along with it. And yeah, this was my update for now. I will talk to you tomorrow. I will listen to those last 9 minutes now and go to bed afterwards. So, bye. Hi friends. And we have now Wednesday evening, and I just wanted to do an update while I make myself a cup of tea, because I've sort of gotten used to that now. So today I listened to, I want to say, about 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours of Seveneves by Neal Stephenson, and I'm not really enjoying it. Like, I'm having a difficult time figuring out what's going on, except I think something about the moon being split into 7 pieces, and then something. I'm honestly not into this at all. I keep not paying attention to the audio because it's not engaging to me, because I'm not understanding exactly what's going on in the book. So I have basically decided to DNF it, because I don't want to spend time on a book that I'm not really enjoying. And this is definitely a case of it's not the book, it's me thing, because I don't mind the writing. I think the writing is actually okay. I don't really know what to say about it, because I don't know what's going on. And maybe another time when I'm wiser, or if I ever get more used to reading science fiction, I'll try something by Neal Stephenson again. I actually think some of his other books will be more my style. I know he has a time travel one. I'm gonna read that because it's time travel, and for me it's super easy to get into time travel books, because I don't pay super much attention to the exact science part of it, but more to the fact that you've traveled in time backwards or forwards, and whatever you do. I just like the concepts. It's fascinating that if you travel back in time and you do like the smallest, tiniest change in the past, that it have extreme, it could cause everything to change in the future as you know it. And I just like that concept of it, and that's what makes it interesting to me and fascinating, and always a fun story to read. That's why I enjoy them so much. That's why I enjoy the Jodie Taylor books, the St. Mary books, because they're always traveling back in time to make sure that history is made right, so that other people don't mess it up for the future. And yeah, so I what is it called? Something with Dodo. Is the title of that book that I'm thinking about right now. I think I'm definitely going to try that one, and then we'll see if ever I am feeling comfortable enough to pick some of his other books up. They're also really big books. Like if some of them were like short stories, I wouldn't mind trying them out. But they're all like 700 pages or something long. So yeah, that was my audio update today. I also did listen to I think about an hour of A Dance with Dragons today. So I'm now on page 130. I've caught up to what I was supposed to read on Monday. So we'll have to see. I don't think I'm gonna get through as much listening time tomorrow, because tomorrow is a fitness training day. I usually try to not cook something that takes too long to cook after I've been out for a training session, because I'm always pretty hungry when I get home. So for the most part, it's either something to throw in the oven and I can go have a shower while it's cooking, or I will go have a shower and do something that takes me 5 to 10 minutes to cook. So whether that is that is often like rye bread with something on top of it when it's that time of thing. So not planning on getting a lot of audio time in tomorrow of that book, but otherwise today I've been reading a little bit in Wicked Wonders, and I've been editing my weekly wrap up. I'm finally uploading it. So yeah, I am on page 170 of Wicked Wonders. I'm in the middle of a story actually, but that was like a paragraph stop. So I decided to go make myself a cup of tea before I continue. My video says there's 53 minutes left and it's 10:30, so I don't think I will finish the upload tonight. I will probably go to bed in like 15 to 20 minutes after I've been drinking my tea, and then I will go to bed, sleep. And tomorrow morning I might try and sneak in some reading in an absent dream, because I feel like it's actually a good book to read in the morning when you're not completely awake yet, and it works for me because it's not something you have to think heavily about. Not that this is like a difficult read or anything, because it's definitely not. It is. I think she has such a nice writing style, and it's easy to get into. So actually, I don't mind whether I read one thing or the other, but her chapters are shorter in an absent dream, and I don't have much time to read in the morning, so maybe it's easier for me to get through one chapter of In an Absent Dream than it is to get through a story of 50 pages of Wicked Wonders tomorrow. So that's why I'm thinking I'm gonna try and go through that, and then we'll see what I manage tomorrow. But this was my update for today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye. Hello. It is now Thursday evening, and I'm on my way to bed. Today was kind of low on reading again. I started on In Order to Live, a story of a North Korean girl. I don't remember it's a longer title. It follows a young girl. It follows a girl and her journey from living in North Korea and somehow managing to escape, I think, to China, and which is where she's, and talking about her life and stuff like that. I am not used to reading nonfiction, and I'm definitely not used to reading like stories like this where it's like told from a real person and the difficult times they've been through. I already know now it's going to be so difficult to rate this one, not because, I mean, I'm having a hard time reading it because I get angry and frustrated on her behalf of what she's been dealing with, and I knew that going in because like what you know of North Korea, even though you don't know everything, it's but how do you rate one's life? How do you decide, oh, I'm going to rate this one 4 or 5 stars when it's someone's personal struggles, like real life struggles that you're rating? I find that a bit difficult. So I don't know how to rate this when I get to that part. But I have listened to 1 hour and 42 minutes, I think. I had to. I don't know what happened. I've been listening to some of Dance with Dragon tonight as well. So I was cooking, and I managed to listen to like 30 pages, so it's not like a lot. But somehow now when I went back to see how far I'd gotten, the audio just started over from scratch, second 1. And I was like, why did it do that? I have not at one point said start over. So that annoys me so much when it does that. There must be some kind of bug that does it, because it did that a while ago as well with another audio, and I had real issues finding the place I'd gotten to again. But that was the opposite. It showed it as though I'd read everything, and I hadn't even. I was like 30% through it or something. Which is the same case for this one now. But I remember at one point I looked at the screen. It was at 140-ish. So I found that spot, and hopefully I'll be able to get back into it. I think it's the right place in the audio. So yeah, I have not been listening to a lot of audio this week. Today and yesterday, I listened to an hour. I listened to 40. I managed to get 40 minutes in at work. Listening time. And that's not a lot. And I have had a rough week at work this week. I have really been leaving work being pretty annoyed and frustrated because of this new situation we're in, and my boss and my colleague have been in Italy the last 2 days. And when my boss is away, my new boss, he used to manage those 2 brands that's now under our house as a sort of united fort or whatever. But the other 2 brands, the production of those are in Poland and Norway. And so we don't have the same knowledge about how far in the process orders are as we do with our own. We know if we get orders out every day. Like everything that we get in, we finish and send out on the same day that we pull the orders out as much as we can. Like there's some time it will be postponed a day because it's so much that we can't make it. But then we at least know. And with this, there's like, first of all, there's usually like a week's delivery time. And secondly, a lot of them are back behind as well. So that there's a delay. So we can't even expect that. And for some part of the orders is made in Germany, and we don't have any way of finding tracking info. And so every time someone calls us, 8 out of 10 times we took orders from the other 2 companies. They have complaints about where's my order? I ordered like 2 weeks ago and it's not shown up yet. And every time it takes another 10 to 15 minutes to figure out where in the process the order is, and what would that mean for the customer? When will they get it? When will they receive it? Because they're getting annoyed, they're getting frustrated, and it all ends up coming back to us, who are not used to having angry customers, because we always deliver with about 2 days later. So angry customers is not something we're accustomed to at where I'm working. So this has been frustrating me a lot. I've taken so much more time to manage these phone calls, and just because it's more time consuming type of phone calls as well. And then we also have, obviously, I also have time consuming calls from our own customers before, because like people who are new in the business and needed to start over and didn't know where to start, what to get. And those type of phone calls and stuff takes longer to manage than others, obviously, because we have to guide them and make them choose what's best for them. So sometimes I can have a 20-minute phone call with one that probably doesn't order a lot, but he'll probably be a good customer in the future because we gave them a good service and all of that. But yeah, it's just been really frustrating this week. And even though we try as much as we can to help the customers, even by saying we can make a small amount here, but it's other type of tax and they're a bit more expensive than your usual ones, but they can be there with you tomorrow if need be. And then still they're extremely ungrateful, which I can understand because they've been waiting around, but we can't do anything else, and it's just frustrating that we get no positive response for what we do for the customers. So that's really, really annoying. And I'm so happy that tomorrow is a short day and then it's the weekend, so I can get away from this. And I hope that next week is not going to be as bad, because I know that my boss will be there for the most time. And also, whenever he is calling or something like that, he always he talks so much. Like, he's totally a salesperson. Like, one of those annoying ones who just keeps talking and talking and talking. I just want to get on with whatever I was working on before, because I just had one simple question that you needed to answer, and then you start talking for like 20 minutes, and I don't have that time. I don't understand how he has the time to talk so much with all of the things that he let us handle when he's not there. I don't understand. Yeah, it's been really rough, and I hate it right now. Hopefully it will be better as time passes. As far as I know now, we won't get a new colleague that is supposed to manage the sales department more, like be that person that takes the majority of the calls, until after the summer, which is far into the future right now. And because the spring is our most busy time of the year by far, that is extremely stressful sometimes. So just knowing that we have all these new assignments where we've been given by our old boss, because he's stopping, he's like sort of handing out different assignments to all of us to manage. Yeah, it's just going to be a lot. I know that also some things of because we're changing things, are going to be easier, so it's not going to take as much time. But I don't know. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like I want to spend like half of my time on the phone, which is what I've been feeling like, even more than that this past week. So yeah, I'm a little annoyed with everything right now, and I hope that this week will do me good, and Monday it will be better. That's what I'm hoping right now. Yeah. So this was a 14-minute rant, and now I'm gonna go to sleep and see if I can, fall asleep. Bye. Hello. Ow. Weird. Another day where I catch you on my way to bed. Today is Friday. I'm so tired. So yeah, I was just about to fall asleep on the couch. Decided to go to bed and let you know what my update was for today. I almost finished In Order to Live. I have like 20 minutes left of the audio, and I'm 94% into it. It annoys me so much when I have so little left and I can't say I finished it. I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars, but it's just so weird rating someone's horrific things that happen to them in life. I mean, if it's like general facts stuff, like history or some technical stuff or something like that, you can always look at was it well researched? Did the author put enough effort into it? In that way, was it structured in a way that made sense? And what did you learn something from it? Was it what you expected when you went into it? But with stories like these, you can't just. I mean, it's difficult to rate them, you know. Hi, I'm giving 5 stars to a horrific life. Yay! But I have. It's been so rough reading this one, but yeah, I don't think I can give it anything else than 5 stars. It's like so difficult to read it anything else, and it's so harsh. And yeah, what she's been through is terrifying and difficult to understand that something like this has been going on in a country for so many years and still is the same thing, and how not even when you think that she's on a positive path, then something as horrific happens to them because people are trash. And yeah, other than that, I have read like about 30 pages more of A Dance with Dragons. I still like it a lot. Haven't listened a lot. Tomorrow, which I'm planning on trying to get a lot of listening in of the audio as I do stuff here. And I also have brought In an Absent Dream with me to bed, so I'll read that tomorrow morning when I wake up, because right now I'm so tired I'm not going to read anything. Today at work was a lot better than yesterday. I was not so frustrated today. I was actually pretty happy when I went home. But that's also because today was like when our new boss is available or whatever, when he's not at meetings and when he's not traveling, he's on a specific line for one of the bigger brands when it comes to this, and those are the customers that's been the rudest. And so today was like the majority was our own old customers, and it's just very refreshing talking to them, because you know that they're not gonna be as rude as everyone else. Obviously we've also had angry customers and stuff, but the majority of the people that we talk to are really genuinely nice, and we always have really good discussions, and I always feel like they know that they get a good service from us, and they are just in general really, really nice people that I talk to. And so that was a lot better than yesterday. Yeah, and it was a short day, and now I'm just really happy that it's the weekend and I can relax and get a little bit away from work and all of that. I also got a lot of audio listening in today, because Fridays can be a bit quiet on the order front, because it's usually Monday to Wednesday that are the busiest when it comes to that part, so you can have time to catch up on some things that you don't get around to on those other days. So that was nice. This was my update for today. I'll get you tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me in another setting tomorrow, because I think I've been talking to you a lot from in here this week. Yeah. See you. Good morning. It is now 10:15 on Saturday, and I'm on my way out. I'm going to the library to hand in some books. I haven't read the majority of these books, but I know I'm not going to get to them, so I will save them for another time when I have more time to actually read them. And possibly there'll be borrow-a-thon at some point soon, and I'll go and borrow the majority of these books, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the library and then I'm gonna go and I have a package to pick up at the grocery store, which is also the post office. And yeah, this morning I've been reading In an Absent Dream. I think I read 50 pages of it or something. I have about 50 pages left. So I could definitely finish that quite easily today if I just put my mind to it. So we'll have to see if I pick it up when I get back home. Right now I'm going to be listening to A Dance with Dragons as I go. We'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, this was my update for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hello. It is now 11:30, so a bit later. I've been to the library and I've been to the store to get a package. And now I went to the library to hand in books, but then I came out with 6 new ones. The majority of these are very, very quick reads, so I don't know how bad of a thing it is, but I will share them with you now. Okay, first things first. First thing that I got was actually just because I was there anyway, I could get it, and it's the last and final one in the series, and I will finish up this series, and it is the 5th and final volume of the Valhalla Collected Saga volumes. This contains stories 13, 14, and 15. The 13th one is called The Trouble Surrounding Balder. Yeah. And then the 14th one is just called The Wall. And then we have the 15th one, which is called Völvensyner. I don't know what that means. Something to do with visions? Völvens. I don't know what Völvens is in English. So this, I love these covers. I think they are always pretty stunning. And, ooh, sneaky peeks into the comic. I love these. They're incredibly nice. Next up is another. I got Full Metal Alchemist Volume 8. I have Volume 7 out as well. I didn't bring that back with me because I haven't finished it yet, but I want to get to it soon. Maybe next week when I have, not next week again when I have a week off. And I have Volume 8 of Full Metal Alchemist, and I have Volume 7 of Fruits Basket as well. So those 3 are really quick reads already, and the other ones are pretty quick as well. So I think the only one that's a little lengthy is the one I'm not really sure what it's about. Okay, first things first. The next one I have is Tempus Fugit by Kenneth Bøgh Andersen. This is a very skinny book. Like, I don't even think it's 100 pages. No, it's only 76 pages long. So this should take me no time to read at all. And maybe that will be one of those that I can read next week again. And this is a story I need to read in order to get the full enjoyment of the one that I got from the Fantasy Festival. So that's why I basically just picked it out, also because it's so short and I really like Kenneth Bøgh Andersen, so I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy that one. The next one I have is one I've wanted to read these books in a while for a while, but I don't know if I'm going to like them. They're pretty dated, maybe. I don't know, but it is the Belgrade series by David Eddings. This is the first one. The Danish translated edition is called The Black Knight, but I think is the first one called The Pawn of Prophecy or something. Original title, Book 1 of the Belgrade Pawn of Prophecy, chapters 1 to 10. So I hope I like it enough to continue, because it's like they're really short and easy, and I think I might be able to find an audio of this. Otherwise they have pretty large text, so I might be able to just read them pretty quickly as well. We'll have to see what I end up figuring with this one. The last and final one is the one I have no idea what it's about, but I've heard of the author recently, and it is Plains Runner by Ian McDonald. Oh, he writes the science fiction books New Moon, but this is supposedly a steampunk set in London. It says Plains Runner is chock full of autumn. Ian McDonald's steampunk London blazes on a vast scale, with eye-popping towers, gritty streets, and larger-than-life characters who aren't afraid to fight for each other. The kind of airship dueling, guns blazing fantasy that makes me wish I could pop through to the next reality, join the Irish, and take to the skies. So I don't know what it's about, but it sounds fun. And it's one of those few books that are in English that is not translated. They don't have a big selection of English written books at the library. It's only like one shelf in the young adult section, one shelf or two shelves, I think, in the kids section, and then I have I think 2 shelves in the adults that is from like English authors, like UK authors, and then we have 2 shelves that are American authors, and then I think we have 1 shelf with French and 1 shelf with German or something like that. So not a whole lot. But that was those. So I feel like I could get through them rather quickly if I put my mind to it. This next one is exciting. It is a book mail. It did say on the package that it had reopened during the sending, but that they managed to close it again, so hopefully nothing is missing, but I don't think it is, so we'll have to see. The first and most important thing is, this book is also on my... No, that's not the one. I got 2 books. The first one is on my TBR, and that is Lords and Ladies by Terry Pratchett. This is one of the longer ones. It's quite long, actually. I was surprised to see that. I mean, a lot of his books are like 250 pages. This is like 300... This is almost 400 pages, which is rare for a Terry Pratchett book, but I'm looking forward to this. This is The Witches. It says, Granny Weatherwax and the Tiny Coven are up against real elves. It's Midsummer Night, no time for dreaming, with full supporting cast of dwarves, wizards, trolls, Morris dancers, and one orangutan. And lots of hey nonny nonny, and blood all over the place. Yeah. And then the other one I got is another Terry Pratchett, and that is Men at Arms by Terry Pratchett. This is also one of the books that I'm going to get to soon, but it was the next one that I didn't already own. So I thought I would just get both of these. It has a funny smell. And this is also rather long. Maybe I should just get used to that. It's the same length as Lords and Ladies. So 2 more books to add to my Terry Pratchett collection, and I'm looking forward to getting to Lords and Ladies later this month. Yeah, next up. Oh, this is not a very good cover. That's not the cover that I was thinking I would get. But that's what you get for buying book shoes. But I was pretty sure the cover would match my other covers, but it doesn't. So I don't know if I should ask them whether they sent me the correct ISBN number. But the one that I got is Different Seasons by Stephen King. This is a collection of 4 stories. One of the stories is The Shawshank Redemption, or Rita Hayworth, which is The Shawshank Redemption, which I read for English class. Oh well, I think I read one of the chapters and we saw the movie. There was a lot of discussions about it. I do enjoy the movie, but I remember enjoying the book a lot as well. What I read of it, yeah, but Different Seasons. It has Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, and then we have Summer of Corruption, Apt Pupil, Hope Springs Eternal. But yeah, and then we have Fall from Innocence, which is The Body, and A Winter's Tale, The Breathing Method, and an Afterward. So this is going to be next, not this month, but next month's book. And I just wanted to own a copy of it because I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy this collection a lot. So that's why I actually bought it at the first hand, and I didn't spend very much on it. So yeah. The next 2 books are sort of books that I added because I heard about them recently and they sound really interesting, scary. One of them scary, one of them just goofy, and I wanted to read them, and they were on the bargain bin. And yeah, I'm always interested in trying new things. Okay, this has actually pictures. That's kind of awesome. But it is 172 Hours on the Moon. I think this is a science fiction horror book. Something like this is in a futuristic setting. And people have lost interest in space in NASA, in everything that they do. So NASA did try to do something new, and they get a group of young teens into NASA to get through a space program so they can go to space, to the moon for a trip. And then they get to the moon and something happens and they can't get back, and everything's like, it is full on horror stuff happens. And I find that intriguing, so I'm gonna read it. I've heard it's supposed to be really engaging and easy to read. Another one that I got was All My Friends Are Superheroes by Andrew Kaufman. This I bought because of Cody's Book Corner. She talked about this in her in her favorite reads of 2018. Sorry. And apparently it's about these people having these very different superpowers, and they're pretty silly, all of the superpowers, and it's just really short, and it could be a really fun book to read. And it says, all Tom's friends really are superheroes. Tom even married a superhero, the perfectionist. But after their wedding, the perfectionist is hypnotized by her ex, Hypno, to believe that Tom is invisible. Nothing he does can make her see him. 6 months later, the perfectionist is sure that Tom has abandoned her, so she's moving on to Vancouver. She'll use her superpower to leave all the heartbreak behind, with no idea that Tom's beside her. She boards the plane. Tom has until they touch down to convince her he's there, or he loses her forever. A wonderful and heartbreakingly funny tribute to love. And it sounds quirky and fun and easy to read. So those are the books that I got myself, and I'm kind of excited about them. I also have a couple of more books on my way. Those are non-fiction books, but they're also going to come with some new notepads, notebooks, and some fine liners. So yeah, I think they're going to be there here at the beginning of next week. So yeah, that was my update for now. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Also, while I've been walking, I made some progress. This is how far I am into A Dance with Dragons. I am on page 253. I'm just about to start a new chapter from John's perspective. I really enjoy being back with all of these characters. I think Dance with Dragons is so much easier to get through for me than Feast for Crows, but it's just so abnormally long, so I have quite a while to go. I'm hoping to get like this far in over the weekend, but I don't see that happening at this moment in time, but we'll have to see what happens, because I don't think that I will be reading from this next week. I think I'll be reading Terry Pratchett. We'll have to see. I have a lot of reading time, I think, in week 8 when I'm home, but I don't know. We'll have to see how everything goes with that. This is my update. See ya. Good evening. It is now 10:30 on Saturday, and I thought I wanted to share with you my progress for the day. First of all, I have made a bit of a dent, like a small dent, in A Dance with Dragons. I am now on page 284 out of 1100, so I'm about 25% in. Goodreads says so. So far, there's a long way to go still. Other than that, I finished In an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire, and I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely enjoyed being in this world. I think my main complaint about it is that she kept pulling the character out from the world and then jumping ahead in time, and you didn't see when she was pulled out. You just saw suddenly they shifted, and now we were back in the real world, and she had to find the door again. Slightly different than the other books where you only find the door once. But I did really enjoy the characters, and I enjoyed the friendships he made with the archivist and Moon. But those two characters were very interesting, and Vincent, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, overall I just enjoyed this, but I think I'm landing on a 4.5 stars. It's definitely not a 5 stars because there were some issues in places, and although I really love this and enjoy my time reading it, there's just those few things. My mom even asked me, "What's your reading?" I was like, "It's a book," and I was trying to talk to her about her. I just talk to her about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, so it's fantasy." Well, yeah, she doesn't read fantasy. My mom reads mostly suspense, thrillers and stuff, and then she reads women's fiction, sort of like Sophie Kinsella and stuff like that. But mostly she enjoys reading thrillers and sort of those type of books. So I knew it was not something she would like. Maybe it would be something if my sisters ever wanted to start reading again, they might enjoy them. And I think my dad might like them as well. Yeah, but this was my update. That's all I read today, but I feel like that's pretty okay. I totaled it, and I read like close to 200 pages today, so that's fine. That's a good enough day. And I've been running a bit of a headache, so the majority of the evening I have been sort of relaxing and sleeping, and I spent the day with my sister, my mom, my dad, my nephew. My mom and dad had to go to my aunt and her husband because it was her husband's birthday thing. But my sister was, and me, we were still at their house, just relaxing and enjoying and all of that. And it was fun, a nice time. I'm pretty tired right now, so I'm planning on going to bed very soon. And tomorrow I'm not sure if I will try and finish this one or if I'm going to start. I've wanted to start on my Kindle book, which is The Last Hope. Is that the book? I forgot it right now. The Perfect Hope by Nora tomorrow, because I was thinking about it. I had actually plans to start it this weekend, so I might start it tomorrow morning, and then maybe if I have time over the day I might dig back into this one. We'll have to see. But that might be my plan. I know that if I read this one, I can finish it, so that counts for something as well, because I feel like I only have about 100 pages left of this, so it's definitely possible for me to finish it. Anyway, this was my update. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Hello, it is now 1:15 and I'm just currently making myself some lunch, and I wanted to update you with today's update. For now, I have read the first 2 chapters in The Perfect Hope by Nora, and I am enjoying it so far. I enjoy Nora writing. It's very easy to get into, and yeah, I remember when I read the first book in the series, I loved it. I've read, how many books have I read by Nora Roberts? I think I read about 24 Nora Roberts books, so it's not like the first time I've read anything by her. But I usually tend to read, the majority of the books that I've read has been her standalone books, those more in the romantic suspense kind of genre, and I really enjoyed the majority of those that I read. And then I've read one trilogy, which was one of those set in Ireland. It's called Born In. Born In is the name of that trilogy that I finished, and then I have read the first 2 in this trilogy, and the other series books that I've read has been one here and there. Anyway, I love the first one in the series, in Boonesborough. The first one called The Next Always, and basically this series follows the Montgomery brothers. They are 3 brothers, and they're sort of reconstructing an old inn and making it new and fresh and sort of that with their mother, and they all have different like positions with this. Like one of them is doing the like craftsman jobs. One of them is doing the getting the like engineering stuff, like getting the right or doing all the numbers and stuff. And then we have they meet women. The first one owned a bookstore. The second one had her own restaurant, family restaurant in this town of in Boonesboro, and they have sort of known these men the majority of their lives, I think. And then this one, it follows Hope. Hope became the innkeeper, the one who was running the day-to-day life at the hotel in Boonesboro. And so now the inn is actually basically finished, but then there's some other things. And then we follow Hope and what is his name? I forgot his name right now. The third brother, who is the sort of do the actual craftsman job, like construction work stuff. And he is it's kind of a haters to lovers plot thing, and I usually tend to enjoy those. So like they are biting each other a little bit, and yeah, I read the first 2 chapters, so I'm not very far in, but so far I'm enjoying it, and I like where it's going. I love the first one. As I said, the first one, Next Always, I gave 4.5 stars. And then the second one was a little slow, and I didn't care as much for the 2 main characters as I did the other one. But then we have this one, where I think I'm going to like both of the characters. And so I think I might end up enjoying this one a little more than the second one as well, but we'll have to see. So, yeah. Apart from that, I have listened to quite a chunk of A Dance with Dragons. I have been doing some dusting and stuff and cleaning, and I have been to this grocery store with some empty bottles and stuff like that. And so I made how much did I read? I'm now on page 369, so I'm close to read like 80 pages while doing that. And now I'm getting lunch, and I will be watching a couple of YouTube videos while I eat that. I'm enjoying Dance with Dragons. It's not as, there was something happening yesterday. I was scared and not sure what would happen. So I had to look ahead to see if their specific name came up again in the chapters, and they did, so everything's good. But you never know when people are killed off in this series, and so it could as well have happened, and it's one of the major characters, but you didn't know if he would end up killing them off, because he's done that multiple times before with major characters. And so yeah, happy that it didn't happen, because I would have been devastated if I didn't have this character anymore in this series, because it's one of my absolute favorites. So yeah, this was my update for now. I will get to my lunch now, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye. Good evening. This will be the last update for this vlog. It is now 11:20. I should have been to bed like 20 minutes ago, but I just sort of wanted to quickly plan my reading for the next week. I will put down A Dance with Dragons for the next week, because I want to try and finish the other 2 books on my TBR first, before I get back to Dance with Dragons. And those are both 2 fairly short audios of only in my speed, which is double speed, it's only 4 hours. One of them is almost 5 hours, but the other one is only 4. So it should be something I could get through at least one of them this week. So I put down that I want to start Lords and Ladies first by Terry Pratchett, since I just received it this weekend, and it is 4 hours and 50 minutes long in my speed. So I'm planning on trying to finish that next week. And then start on Aristotle and Dante. So I will finish those prompts before the month is over. I don't know if I will finish A Dance with Dragons before the month is over as well, but I did make a really good chunk of it today. I listened to, I don't know, I'm 8.5 hours into it now, in my speed, which is double speed obviously, and I have made it to page 474, I think. So I listened to a lot of audio from that today. And then I have The Perfect Hope by Nora Roberts, where I have like 80% left of it. I managed to get to 21% into it, but I'm definitely very much enjoying this. I read another 2 or 3 chapters. I think it was only 2 chapters this evening, and I'm really enjoying both of the characters and their interactions with some of the side characters that we've gotten to know over the last couple of books. And yeah, it's all good. I am now ready to go to sleep. I'm pretty tired and have a long day tomorrow. The alarm will go off at 5:30. And I'm not ready for the weekend to be over, but positive thoughts. This will be the last week before I go on a 1-week vacation, staycation, let's call it that, because I'm not going anywhere. And that's gonna be hella fun. Anyway, see ya in another video very soon. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you've been reading all week, and whether you've been reading some interesting things you want to recommend to me. Yeah, bye.